guys, welcome back to my channel. So I've just finished filming my Christmas party lookbook video and I'm still dressed up from that, so I thought I'd use the opportunity while I'm quite presentable to film a quick video about medical school interviews. So I'm sorry about my voice, I've got a bit of a cold at the moment, but I hope you can hear me okay and I hope my voice isn't too annoying. I recently filmed a video about medical school personal statements and I kind of completely forgot about the timings of medical school entry, and I forgot that you guys have already, if you've applied for medical school for next September 2018, then you've already done your personal statement a couple of months ago and already submitted your UCAS application. So I am really sorry for doing that video at the wrong time, but hopefully if any of you are applying in future years, then it will be a good reference video for you. So if any of you are lucky enough to get invited to interview for medical school, hopefully this video will help you. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you do find it useful, and subscribe if you'd like to see more videos from me. So let's get into it. Okay, so as I mentioned in my personal statement video, the two main things that they're going to be focusing on in every medical school interview is why medicine and why you. So what I mean by that is, how did you choose medicine? How can you prove that you understand what a career in medicine looks like? They want to know that you are realistic, and they want you to be able to back this up with things that you have experienced. So work experience, shadowing, any jobs that you've had in a caring professional role, any volunteering you've done. They just want to understand that you know what you're getting yourself in for and that you've given it some serious thought. Secondly, why you? What characteristics does a doctor need to be a good doctor, and how can you prove that you have those characteristics? So it would be really good to have a think about how you want to answer this question well in advance. There's a document called Tomorrow's Doctors that I've linked down below. It tells you attributes that the GMC would want from a newly qualified doctor, and so you can have a look through and see if you can find a few things that you think are relevant to you or skills that you think you could acquire. Okay, so something I was actually asked in my own interview was, why not nursing? And actually, I'm not gonna lie, this question threw me a bit because I hadn't really prepared an answer for that as such. So when I came to it and I got a bit flustered in the interview, I actually just said, I'm just gonna have a moment to think about my answer, and I paused and I just tried to come up with something that was logical and didn't seem like waffle. But my own personal answer was that I have worked a lot with nurses in my work as a healthcare assistant. I think it is a great career and I love seeing how much of an impact that nurses have on patients. However, for me, I felt that it was a restrictive career path. I feel that medicine opens a lot more doors for a varied career in terms of humanitarian work, academia, research, and just taking my career into a number of different directions that nursing may not be able to provide for me. That was the answer that is true for me, and you guys will have your own thoughts on that. Something that you can almost guarantee that will come up in a medical school interview are hot topics about medicine at the time. So make sure you read up on your news stories about healthcare, medicine, junior doctors, NHS. Don't be put off if they ask you something that you actually don't know about, because they're not trying to trick you. They obviously want to know that you've got an interest in medicine and that you've been keeping up with current affairs. But if you do get a question that you have no idea about, try not to get flustered and be honest. Don't try and blag your way through it. Just say something like, I'm not familiar with that news story, would you be able to elaborate on the detail a bit more? And then you can go into a discussion around that general topic. The most important thing about these type of questions is that you can consider all sides of a story. They want to know you aren't just giving a one-sided, opinionated answer. It would be so much better and you'll look a lot more reflective and intelligent if you can consider the patient's viewpoint, public health implication, the costs, the NHS, and just trying to give a kind of multifaceted answer. When they're asking you to give your opinion on something or discuss a certain topic, come up with 3 main points that you want to talk about, and then make it clear you are going to structure it in that way. So I would say something like, my first point is blah blah blah, my second point is this, and finally, to round it off, because then they know you're not just going off on tangents and kind of brain dumping your thoughts. In my interview, I got asked about a family of travellers and what their specific health needs might be and how they might differ from the general population, and this really threw me, and I I think I managed to muddle my way through it by saying that they may not have as good access to healthcare if they're moving around a lot, that typically they can live in more poverty than the general population. There might be some stigma in their community about accessing healthcare. So I just tried to think widely and broadly and tried my best to answer the question, even though it wasn't really a topic that I'd considered before my interview. Onto more of a tricky topic, something about a difficult situation you could find yourself in the workplace, at medical school, or as a doctor. So for example, what would you do if you were worried about a colleague drinking too much alcohol or not following the medical guidelines? These questions are always difficult to answer, and that's for a good reason, because they're difficult in real life. Think about how you would approach this in real life. It's very easy to just say, oh, I'd escalate it to my manager or something like that. But the other main thing you really need to make it top of your priority list is making sure that patients are safe. Patient safety is number one in medicine, and patients' best interests. So as long as you include that in your answer in a difficult situation like that, you'll do fine. Another difficult topic that they might ask you about is something to do with medical ethics. Now, there are 4 main principles of medical ethics, and I'm not going to go through them all here because that is something you can watch in other videos or read about. I'll link some documents down below. It's something that you learn about in medical school, and it is very relevant and important for us to know it as doctors. So again, they might pick a difficult topic like end-of-life care, euthanasia, childhood vaccinations. If you can relate medical ethics to your answer, then you will get ding, top marks. So have a look at that. So another thing that I got asked in my interview was about breaking bad news to a patient. And obviously as doctors, that is something that happens quite regularly, either breaking the news of a bad diagnosis, upsetting test results, or maybe they are an end-of-life patient. So it would be worth having a look into some good communication skills about how doctors do these type of things, some communication skills that doctors need. Again, I'll link something useful down below for you. So finally, my key points are: have a very clear answer ready for why you should go to medical school and how you're suitable for it. Secondly, how medical school and life as a doctor is suitable for you. I would also like to stress that I am the kind of person who is quite chatty, quite bubbly, love a good chin wag, but for some reason I had a few moments where I got super stressed and nervous during the interviews. Try and keep your cool. Just remember, it's just a chat. You've got so far as to get an interview, they've loved your personal statement, that you've got the grades hopefully, or you are planning to get the grades. Don't doubt your abilities, just stay confident, make sure you smile at the examiners, be friendly and approachable. Try to make sure that you include the fact that patient safety is key in your answers, because it is. Try not to waffle like I am right now, and just remember to have fun. You might end up talking to some other candidates and making some new friends at the end of your interviews, and it's just a great opportunity to see the medical school that you might be going to. And if you don't get in this time around, then think about applying again, because you've got an upper hand on next year's applicants because you've already been through the interview process once. I hope this video has been useful for you guys. Comment down below if you've got any more questions or anything that you liked or disliked about this video, and I will see you next time. Bye!